Dude, welcome back to Hanging Out the Dudes. I'm your host, PC, and again, we have another great show for you today. But as always, let's go around and see what the dudes are up to. I don't know who we're going to start off with. Let's start off with the Sportsmanship Award winner. Sorry, it's hard to read sometimes. K-Stelman, how are we doing today?
I'll tell you what. I got the black card with the Planet Fitness, and they got these massage beds. It's called the hydro massage therapy. It's like a big water bed, and it's just like hot tub jets that kind of just roll up and down your body. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right, Nick.
Awesome.
Right, Nick Howard.
Massage chairs. Howard, quick question. What are your opinions on massage chairs?
No, the hydrotherapy massage chairs
hydrotherapy.
at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
You know what these are?
At Planet Fitness?
Yeah, if you get the
Not
black card.
Specifically those ones, no.
It's like a water
Kyle's got the
bed,
black card.
and it uses fucking jets to massage you. It's crazy.
He's got the black card.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways,
I'm
other than that, Jack
Time.
Caglione, guys. We're also cranking the
That's a
hog as
connection.
well. At
Interesting.
KU baseball is cranking the hog. Hogland Ballpark. A lot of stuff going on with the NFL. Myles Garrett is staying in the lovely, most beautiful town in all of America, Cleveland.
$41 million sounds pretty great.
It's a lot of money. I'd take that too. I don't care where it's at. It could be in Syria. And I'm taking $41 million. Anyways,
Congrats to Miles.
move along.
Five words from K Stout there, of course. Let's go to the guy who showed up on time. Name if way out west. How are we doing on this great Sunday night?
Pretty good. What do we got going on? Basketball stuff, I guess. Baseball stuff. Any good music released recently? I don't know, man. I'm kind of in a lull right now. Duke did beat UNC. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of my chill zone of the year.
Yeah, chill zone for the main man
Hello,
from way out
folks.
west, and it's my up season because it's the favorite part of the season here for me. Mr. Howard, sir, Cardinals fan.
This is right before your heart gets broken.
You're right, 100%. I
It's
love
like,
it.
this is
My
the good
favorite.
part right here.
This is the
It's
cycle
not
where I'm
3
like,
weeks from now.
oh, maybe we'll be a 7th seed, and then maybe the 2 seed won't be that good. We'll make a run. Yeah, it's great. Howard, how are we doing? Speaking of hope.
Hope.
Yeah, you think your
I'm doing
Cardinals
pretty
team is
good.
low?
This
Hope?
past...
Liverpool.
Oh, well, that's
Liverpool,
probably the least hopeful
Liverpool.
I am out of all my teams right now.
Harold Landry.
Liverpool.
Titans?
Yeah, I've watched, and it was inevitable he was going to the Patriots, but I've probably watched the most sports I have in a while, like this past week, and there's been a lot of good that have been about my sport teams and a lot of bad, and I'll recap a little bit, but especially Liverpool, it was bad and good, and, that's just kind of summed up a lot of the beginning of this year. It's bad, but you got your good, so let's get on to it with sports.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. We'll put some Champions League coverage here for a little bit. Like maybe between Smart or Dumb and UFC, something like that. We can spend a few minutes on. But let's go into a little bit of the off season here. We always gotta start with the NFL. So we're just gonna kind of go through. I've got my top 3 biggest moves of the week so far here, and then you guys obviously are more in depth with this knowledge. You guys will be able to take over here. But my 3 biggest trades. Or signings more in trades. One is Devontae Adams to the Rams, which is really crazy that they think Devontae Adams is better than Cooper Kupp. I mean, I don't know the boys' opinion on that, but I thought that was pretty huge. Geno to the Raiders. I know it's kind of a little bit older, but Geno getting back with Pete Carroll and trying to figure out something there should be really beneficial for them. And then my last one is going to be the Nick Bolton re-signing for the Chiefs specifically. I'm sure Kyle want to get into the Chiefs and how they're doing in the offseason, but I thought that was a great re-sign. Really needed it for our defense. But yeah, let's start off with the main man from way out west. What have you seen in this offseason so far that has looked really good, and maybe for the Jets or just in general?
Yeah, so the big one for me so far, and this just happened a little bit ago, this one's probably as far as re-signings pretty under the radar, but Jamie Sherwood's a really good linebacker. He was drafted out of Florida State or Louisville. Because we drafted 2 safeties this one year. Hamza Nasruddin and Jamie and Sherwood. One was from Louisville, one was from Florida State. And they were two safeties. They both converted to linebackers, special teams guys for their first couple years. Now, Jamian's turned into quite a good player himself. He just signed a 3-year, $45 million contract, which kind of sucks because in Madden 25, I'm able to re-sign him to a 4-year, $20 million contract. So, I was expecting a little bit more. Really, honestly,
Didn't
I was
happen like
expecting
in
him.
fantasy.
EA, fix your game. And I can't even import P. Dizzy from LSU to Madden 25. I spent a couple hours on this. Bill, I
didn't
know
think
where you
about
live. Yeah, Jamie Sherwood, good player. I was expecting him to go to Atlanta and follow Jeff Ulbrich there, the new defensive coordinator. But obviously the big ones happened with the Jets. Devontae Adams left. He went to L.A., as PC was saying. And then Aaron Rodgers, he's looking at options. I've seen Seattle come up. I don't think he'll want to go there. Seattle, one of the few teams to never have a first overall pick in the NFL draft. They've never been the worst team. They've had some sad years, but they've never been the worst team. I think that's a possibility. They could be tanking. I do have a little bit of Seattle fans' opinions on Mike McDonald, if we want to read that now or save that. But
Yeah, but we can read that now. That's totally.
all right, this is from Casey Rose. Recently sub 300-pound gentleman. I think 298 was the last reading I got.
Shout out to him, under 300. Good job, Casey Rose.
First overall pick and didn't lose the draft. That was a big thing this year, that people who had Christian McCaffrey ended up being last in their fantasy league. So he did pretty good on the waivers. So I told him, since I'm a pundit, not to brag, I'll talk about his opinions on the Seahawks. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened with them this last couple days. This is what he has to say about Mike. I think he showed a remarkable ability to move on from pieces defensively that weren't working to middle linebackers and a safety. Linebackers, I think we know who he's talking about, right, Nick Howard? Was that the Tennessee deal that went on?
Ernest Jones. Top player.
He did find pieces to work with in the system. Ernest Jones, Trice, Knight. They went off to the bottom half league, defense to top 10, and he made changes quickly. And then Casey Rose was also cooking. I don't know exactly what this is. It looks like maybe a pork.
Oh, dang.
Jeez,
I thought you
mean,
meant
I was
like he
gonna
was
say-
cooking on a take.
was gonna say,
not
like, yeah.
legitimately cooking.
He wrote this while cooking. Some sort of broth going on up there. So, yeah, that's what Casey Rose has got going on. Devontae to Rams is a little ridiculous. Like PC said, kind of my issue with a lot of these sports. I'm big on the fan side, player side, less so much ownership and league side. But we're trying to build like franchises here. We're trying to do team building, not necessarily asset management, by cutting Cooper Kupp and then re-signing another old wide receiver to a similar deal while also having that dead money. Like, it just seems like you're doing too much. Like, I don't know. But other than that, I think the NFL is going pretty good. It is a little fun, I think, more so than other years, and it's the same thing with the NBA and the MLB, and I get that. But there's a lot more turnover. It makes it a little more fun and exciting during the offseason. Is worth mentioning that the league year has not started yet, so a lot of this isn't real. But yeah, that's kind of what I got of this.
Yeah, the Seattle stuff's really good. Also, the last thing we said about Seattle is DK did get traded to the Steelers as well. We had mentioned that.
They're going to need a quarterback. A lot of teams need a quarterback.
So that was, the Seahawks kind of seem like they're breaking down everything.
Second round pick, I think, is what they got.
Something like that. Yeah, it's.
Or is it conditional?
They got a third.
Is it conditional?
This year for Geno. They gave up a third and a fourth, or a third and a fifth, for a fourth and a sixth. And
For
Sam Howell.
For DK?
No, for Sam Howell.
I'm talking about Metcalf.
They gave up more for Sam Howell than
They
they
got a
got.
2025
Yes,
second round
yes.
pick for DK. Yeah.
For DK, they got the second.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Not
Yeah.
for Geno.
Mm-hmm.
And a big contract.
Yeah.
A
But,
big
uh,
contract.
How is DK and Pickens going to work together?
I don't know.
They need another receiver, and I think
Hendrick-
physicality, man.
Yeah, he's a Big boy.
That's gonna be a really interesting dynamic there in Pittsburgh. Howard, how do you think Titans do in the offseason? You looking towards this draft? I know they've kind of been changed up a little bit, maybe at that number 1 spot. What are your kind of thoughts and opinions?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think my thoughts really have changed from the last time I was talking about the draft. I think if we trade and get a first for next year, that'd be amazing. If not, I think Cam Moore is the move. I really haven't seen that change. Even for some reason, Titans fans getting really upset that we let go of Harold Landry, who was a 20. He was not 20, but he was a double-digit sack guy like a few years ago, really good on the edge, and then ever since injury, he's been good in the run game, but I think what the Patriots paid for him, like $25 million guaranteed, is a bit too much. But obviously, Vrabel can't keep his hands off old Titans, especially guys like that. So he'll do anything he has to get him. So good for Landry. Hopefully, he has some success in New England. But for the most part, I don't think that was much of a loss to the Titans. Still need edge rushers, so I think Darius Smith got released today off the Lions. I think that would be a nice get for our edge compared to what we've had recently. I think that would bring some good flair there, so that wouldn't be a bad move. And then apparently we're in the wide receiver market, so we're going to see how this goes. We got some money, so
Yeah, definitely some interesting things going on over there in Tennessee. Stella, I know I talked about Bolton a little bit. What do you think the situation's going to be over there in Kansas City? And then did you have any off-season notes that you saw from this previous week?
I thought it was a good deal. I think Chiefs fans who are that get frustrated and they were talking about we're not going to re-sign Bolton. It's silly. I'd just like to ask you, where else are you going to get those numbers from? Where are you going to get those tackles? Where are you going to get that mind from? You're just going to go and sign somebody who's as good as him? When you have a guy who's a 2-time Super Bowl winner and he's on your defense like for 99.
He's the captain of that.
Yeah, he's your quarterback on defense, and you're going to give him $45 million for 3 years? Yeah, I take that every day, and when I don't want to take it, I'll still take it. So it's a great deal.
Do you like the Tooney trade for that happening?
Oh, that's right. That did happen. I think it's solid. I think
that's how I think it happened, in my opinion.
I think what happened was it's tough to sign 2 really good tackles or guards. My bad, especially when you have the highest paid center in the league. You just have to find a way to limit where your money's going to. This is not John Dorsey from the past where he's like, we're going to spend everything and have like a ton of negative in the cap space. Joe Tooney was getting old. I'm not saying he was bad, but he was getting old. And if the Chiefs can find a way to maybe make Kingsley Suamataia into a guard, that'd be awesome. And then try to figure out left tackle. It's still the biggest question is left tackle. I know the Chiefs just signed Hollywood Brown yesterday after that basically like blue ball of
I think this is the end for Justin Reed as well.
Ooh, I don't know, dude. He's young. He's young. I don't think they'll take him. I think there's good safeties in the draft. But Hollywood Brown's back, and Xavier Worthy's not going to get suspended because it turns out it was a bunch of bull crap and it was a lie, and he's not going to get charged. What a shocker! What a shocker!
Who knows what the truth is? That's what's hard about this.
Well, the truth is the truth. They just came out with the truth. She lied. She made it up, and now he's okay. They didn't charge him. Congrats to Xavier Worthy for figuring it out.
With NFL news, though.
No, but the NFL could just like make it like a game suspension if there was something that did come out. But right now, there's not enough evidence for it. Yeah, go Chiefs.
We shall see.
That's interesting.
He's not getting charged, so.
We'll just have to wait and see on the NFL. Are there any free agents there that excite you there, man from way out west? Wrap this up and going to.
Oh, those two guys up top.
Stuff.
Those 2 guys up top. Where's Isaiah Wilson? Where's Isaiah Wilson when you need him? Where is he, Nick? Where is he? I need a left tackle.
You might be able to know on.
Is he rapping? Is he rapping still?
I don't think he's in game shape, brother.
I don't think. Is he in UFL
I have
shape?
not heard that name in a long time. I don't even know.
Did I
dude.
Did I
don't know if they're in
conjure
shape.
up? Did I conjure up like demons saying that name?
I now
Just-
have to know where he's at.
I just looked at the Wikipedia, nothing.
Like,
He hasn't even released another album since 21.
It's unbelievable. The guy can't even
Wow.
quit his day job and.
He was released.
shout out John
in-
Robinson, man. John Robinson. Why has no one else hired him? What a great man. Jets were interested. They interviewed him. Never know. He could infiltrate one franchise yet again.
Oh boy.
Tighten up, by the way.
Tighten
up.
up.
All right, you ready to talk about some college basketball? Or are we gonna keep looking at these NFL free agents?
No, we can talk about
I mean,
college
yeah,
basketball.
you talk about college basketball. What do you want to talk about? The best team in the country?
I don't know. That's the big discussion. That's actually what's leading off the quarter 3 report is who is the
Let's go.
overall number 1 seed, okay, the Duke Blue Devils or the Auburn Tigers. Okay, let me go through these numbers, and then we obviously know who the main man from Way Out West is going to say, but bias aside,
Real quick. I don't care.
yeah,
Arbitrary number.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It does.
Of
Yeah,
who's
it does.
ranked.
It does matter. It matters if you're number 1 or number 2. It does. It does because you could end up with Alabama on your 2 seed instead of somebody else that's not any good, or a team at 2 seed that's legit.
You're talking like a KU fan right now.
My team's at 6 seed. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything.
It could
else
be a
other than
5.
look towards the future.
Could be. We have to win the champ. We have to win the tournament. We have to win the Big 12 tournament.
We're gonna be a 6 seed.
If we win the tournament, are we a 5 seed or a 6 seed?
we win the tournament, we're 5.
Okay, well there we
5.
go. There we go.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna win the tournament. Anyways, we'll get to your KU in a minute. Okay, number 1 overall. Okay, obviously P4 doesn't care, but we're gonna go through this anyway. So, the Auburn Tigers are 27-3. Okay, they've just lost 2 in a row. Okay, their last second heartbreaker against Alabama on Saturday. If you didn't catch that game, it was pretty great. And they also lost to Texas A&M as well. Okay, Johnny Broom. Okay, the other guy that's on for National Player of the Year averages 19, 10, and 3. Okay, but he kind of struggled this last year. So they have 16 quad 1 wins. If you don't know what quad 1 is, it's the top 30 teams in the nation. How many have they beat? 30, and then quad 2 is 30 to 60. Quad 3 is 60 to 90. Quad 4 is 90 and below. So 16 quad 1 wins. I think it's actually 60. Whatever.
I thought
It's like
it
top-
was like home and away could be quad 1. Like you can be like 31.
No, it's
and
based
be
on their record base. It's based on their.
They aren't doing the.
But there's like a record with I get
There's
what
like a
Kyle said. I
record
thought it
with
was
like
on the road.
if I'm playing like a 30.
It's a
If,
top 30 at home. Or a top 60 at home is the same as top 90 on the road or something.
Yeah, there's some weird number there, but anyways, 16 quad 1 wins. They've beaten 16 really, really great teams. The next highest out of the top 5 right now is 11 with Bama, and then Houston. Duke only has 8 of those wins. Again, they play in the ACC, so they don't have as many players or as many good teams in there. And then you got obviously Duke. Okay, I'll let P4 talk Duke here in just a second. We're gonna see what the guys think of the number 1 overall seed. They're 28-3. Okay, they did beat Auburn at Cameron Indoor. Okay, Cooper Flag is 19-7-2. They have 8 quad 1 wins, and they went 19-1 in conference. So who is the number 1 overall seed? Is it the Auburn Tigers or is it the Duke Blue Devils? I want to see what Howard and K-Stel say. We obviously know what P4, but we'll let him talk about the Devils here in just a second.
I mean, I think this conference tournament is pretty important for both sides. If I had to say, like, exactly who I thought, because, I mean, right now I'd say Duke has a really good look at it, especially if they go on and win their conference tournament. But Auburn winning the SEC tournament with how it's been this season would be pretty solid to show how good they are going into this, because there's a lot of depth in a lot of these teams in the SEC.
Yeah.
And like Duke winning it, that would be something that you would hope they would do. They have to go all the way, but if Auburn goes all the way as well, I think that kind of just balances out how it looks. And I think that you put Auburn in their number 1 overall, but they definitely have to get through the SEC tournament, and I think at least reaching the finals is huge for them.
Yeah, that's a great analysis there. Okay, Stel, do you kind of agree with that situation there, or?
I do. I think if Auburn wins this SEC tournament, and even if Duke wins the ACC tournament, I think if Auburn wins it, they are
What if
by
Duke
far.
wins ACC, but Auburn doesn't win?
Okay, so then I would probably pick Duke over Auburn.
If
now,
they reach the final,
they make
it
the
would
final?
be a good discussion.
how many games do they have
be
to
a good
play? How many
discussion.
What if
games?
they lose to
Final.
Auburn again, or Alabama
How many games do they have to play to get there? 3?
in the final?
They have to win.
Three.
In the final, I mean,
Or do they have to
They
play
lose
2?
To Alabama
They have a
again
quarterfinal,
in
a
the
semifinal, and a final.
final.
Okay, so they play
they beat,
2 games.
like,
If they
Florida
win
in the
2 games,
semifinal and lose to Bama in the final, that still would be impressive in my opinion.
I still
Florida's
like
pretty
Duke.
So
good.
even when
Tennessee's
you have a
good.
team that's lost to a team, what they lost to Alabama, that would be their 3rd time losing to Alabama.
No, they beat Alabama at Alabama earlier this year.
No, that'd be their
Okay.
second time. They beat, yeah,
So okay,
They had
so
a-
they lost to them twice.
and they killed them the first
Like,
game.
does the fact that they lost to a team another time, like it's not just like they lost to Florida or something?
I think it really does. I really do think Alabama's kind of in that
A top
picture
10
of like
team,
being
though,
a
is
being
like-
like a fighting for like a number 1 seed contention, like that 1-2 line there. If they lose to Alabama,
Okay, but let's put it this way.
Florida or Tennessee,
But if
then I think
Auburn's
they're-
number 1 because they made the final in the SEC, and then Alabama won the SEC, would they be number 2, and that puts Duke, the ACC winner, at number 3?
No, I don't think so. I think Duke's resume is too big. I have actually. We'll
If
go into our
Auburn-
number 1 seed. We can go right into this. I've got all the stats for you guys. I just wanted to see who you thought number 1 overall. Let's stick this. Let's go right to our number 1 contenders. So obviously we have Duke and Auburn as locked as number 1 seeds, right? We would all agree that they're probably the number 1 seed. So then there are 4 other teams for 2 spots. Okay, and so I'm gonna guide all these stats for you. So listen up to these, and then you give me your 2 that you would have as the last 2 seeds. And obviously the SEC tournament matters, right? If someone gets upsetted, whatever. Let's just stick it right now, right here and right now. If we don't even include the conference tournament, because obviously things change if that happens. How would you rank the top 4? Okay, so you obviously have Duke and Auburn. Who's your next 2? So your first option is the Houston Cougars. Okay. They're the Big 12 regular season champions. They went 27-4. 19-1 in the Big 12. Okay. LJ Crier's their best player, 15 points a game, shooting 43% from 3. Okay. Emmanuel Sharp, Jawan Robertson, Milos Usman. They're like one of the best teams in the Big 12. Okay. They allow the least amount of points in all of college basketball. Okay. According to Ken Palm, they're 2nd in defensive efficiency and 10th in offense. Okay. And then finally you've got 10 quad 1 wins. Okay. That's your Houston Cougars. Okay. Your second pick is the Alabama Crimson Tide. Okay, they lost to Florida and Tennessee earlier this week, but they did beat Auburn in a buzzer beater. They're 24-7, 3rd in the SEC. Okay, 13-5 in the SEC overall. Okay, they're the 3 seed. Okay, Mark Sears is still great. LeBaron Falone played great against Auburn. He was a rock star as a freshman, really good player. And Cliff Moore and Grant Nelson are great. So in offensive efficiency, they are 3rd. Okay, but on defense, they're 31st. Okay, they have 11 quad 1 wins. Okay, your third option is Florida. Okay, they beat Alabama. They're 27-4, 2nd in the SEC. Walter Clayton Jr. If you haven't seen the kid play, I'm going to continue to say he's probably the best guard in the nation playing. Like, he's just so much fun to watch. Elijah Martin and Will Richard, both those guys could go off and beat you by themselves. Like, if Clayton isn't having a great game, which just never happens, those 2 will pick up the slack in the scoring options. And then Alex Condon, he was really great for them against Alabama with 27 points, excuse me. So their Gators are really loaded. They're 9-4 in quad 1, okay? Number 10 in defensive efficiency, and then number 4 in offense. Okay, so you got 10 on defense, 4 on offense. Then your final answer would be the Tennessee Volunteers, 25-6. They beat Alabama but lost in Ole Miss in their final regular season game. 4th in the SEC. Chaz Lanier, great player. 10 quad 1 wins. 1st in defense on Ken Palm and 22nd in offense. So you've got either out of your two out of the 4, you could pick the Houston Cougars, the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Florida Gators, or the Tennessee Volunteers. While these guys kind of get their thoughts together, I'll let you know kind of what I think here. So here's my situation with this. I'm not a Tennessee guy. I don't believe Tennessee is that good. I think they are good, but they're not a 1 seed caliber good, even though they beat Alabama. That Ole Miss loss, I mean, obviously they go win in the SEC championship, they're going to be a 1 seed. That's pretty obvious. But I just don't think they have enough. I mean, Jordan Gainey is really great for them, and Chaz Lanier is awesome to watch, but I think these other teams just have much more offensive firepower, and yes, you need to have defense in the tournament, but you need to be able to score. And if Chaz Lanier does not score for the Tennessee Volunteers, they're going to fall off a cliff. So you got 3 teams left for 2 spots, and, you know, I'm honest, giving it to the Big 12 champ, the Houston Cougars, as long as they win the Big 12 championship. I even think they make the championship. I think they're in. But they're just so good. They have a great defense. They can also score the ball. Yes, they do struggle once in a while on offense, but they have a multitude of great players. So, and then for my last 2 spots, or 1 spot, for last 2, I am going to take the Florida Gators just because of depth. I love Alabama, and I think their offense is great, but that defense is going to really lack. So I've got Auburn as my number 1 overall seed as of right now, according to without tournament. Then I've got Duke, then I've got Houston, and then I've got Florida being the final number 1 seed. K-Stout, what do you think? You kind of agree there, or what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I'll agree with Houston. I think Houston their defense is really good and their offense is okay. There are holes. They've always had holes in this Houston Cougars team, but they have their guys. They rebound well. They play good defense. They make sure that you don't score a lot of buckets, which is really good in the tournament, and it looks really good to the committee or voters, whoever they are. I do think Houston is that like 3rd number 1 seed in my opinion. They're 19-1 in the Big 12. I know the Big 12 isn't like what it used to be. They still have good teams in there, like they do, and they went 19-1. I don't think they lost a game on the road. What?
No, their only loss in conference was Texas Tech at Houston.
At Houston, which was a crazy,
it was like a buzzer beater. It was
a crazy game. So yeah, Houston gets in there, and I just think Alabama just deserves that 4th spot. I mean, they beat Alabama in wherever or in Auburn. They beat Auburn in Auburn. They're a good team. Their defense is not that good, but their offense is phenomenal. I don't think that it's, I don't think that we should, like Florida should be mad that they're not a number 1 seed. They're a good 2 seed, and being a 2 seed does not put you out of the question. You're still playing iffy, contenders in that spot. You play a 15 seed, dude. Sometimes it's almost easier to get to the Final Four as a 2 seed.
Yeah, the 8-9 line right now looks really crazy. We'll look at the bracketology here before we get out of this section here, but that 8-9 line you could find some maybe where a 1 seed would.
Maybe.
I don't think they'll get tripped up, but like they'll be good.
They won't get put in a bad situation, but they're just. I just don't know if I can see them as Florida as a 1 seed, and Tennessee, their offense just is not like spectacular. Their defense is really good, and that's okay. It's like old Houston teams. Like old Houston teams were like defense is number 1, and then our offense just kind of goes the way it is. Sometimes that just doesn't always work out for you, and putting them as a 1 seed is kind of criminal if you do that. So I think Alabama, Houston are for sure. Florida if Florida is a number 1 seed, I won't be shocked, but I have Alabama up there just because of their resume, their wins.
While Nick Howard's eating his Sammy or whatever he's eating real quick, let's get your expert opinion in this. After all those stats, who do you got as the last 2 number 1 seeds?
Duke won't face any of these guys until at least the Final Four.
Correct.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, correct. Unless they're a 2 seed.
Well, even if they are a 2 seed, right?
Well, they could be put if Alabama was the 2 seed, they could play Duke in the Elite 8.
Play them in the Elite 8.
Yeah.
But no. If Duke's like one of the second top number 1, and then there's
Probably not. But who knows how they rank.
Well, then, yeah. 1 seed can't
let's
face
say-
a 1 seed until it's Final
we're
Four.
also talking about teams that haven't even played in their conference tournament.
Oh, right. That's
so.
obviously the conference tournament makes
Yeah.
a lot, but we only have a podcast every once in a week, so we can't really.
Let's think. Because Selection Sunday will be
Sunday,
We'll all
yeah.
be selected by the time we.
Yeah,
see this.
everything will be revealed at 6:30 Central Time, and then we'll have some time to digest. And we'll get on to that. We'll do a huge March Madness pod coming your way next week. But yeah, I just want to see who you think of those last 2 number 1 seeds. Even if Duke has to fight them in the number 1, who do you think most likely?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Is Cooper Flag leading in scoring as a freshman this year?
I just don't.
The entire country is
Oh no, probably
No.
not. It's Dylan Harper, isn't it?
No.
Not the entire
Trey
country.
Johnson, brother.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Trey Johnson.
The Coop does everything.
He's a sniper.
All right, great expert opinion. So P4's answer is who gives a shit. Duke won't play him until the Final Four, so who cares? Howard, let's get a little bit of analysts in here since we are a sports podcast. What do you think of the last two number one seeds?
I'm going to go and assume a little chaos in the SEC tournament. And I think that, on the Florida Gators and Bama side of that tournament, you got Kentucky and Mizzou still to worry about. So I think anything can happen in that. And I'm going to go Auburn and Duke. I think Auburn will pull out the tournament. They are, out of all the chaos that's happened in the SEC, the most tame. And that says a lot about them. So I'll give Auburn, Duke the spots. I think Duke can go through the ACC tournament. They stay disciplined like they usually do. And then I think for the third seed, I will go Houston. I think that team, both you guys have said, has really been dominant this year. They've had a lot of games completely just smoking teams on defense. And they got shooters too. It's a really good Kelvin Sampson team, especially if they win the Big 12. You can't deny them of that at all. And then if some chaos happens in the SEC tournament, like I've been saying, like Kentucky goes on, makes a run, or Mizzou, I think that Michigan State can sneak in there and get a fourth one seed spot. And that team's been stellar this year. They completely smoked Michigan, who's a projected 3 seed, I think, right now, or they're at least a decent seed.
They're the 3 seed in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But Michigan State has been doing really well in that conference. That's kind of been a little crazy over there, especially with UCLA and USC pulling off upsets and UCLA on and off. But I think Michigan State can make a big run. They've proved themselves well, and I think it'll be Auburn, Duke, Houston, and Michigan State as if SEC chaos happens for the 1 seeds.
That's a cool pull there with Tom Izzo's Spartans. They're doing really well. Obviously, they're the Big champions right now going through their conference tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how these conference tournaments are going to be. Let's quickly talk about KU, and then we'll go into tickets punch for March Madness, and then we'll go over mock bracket and see what everybody's standing at so far. So quickly for KU, they lost to Houston obviously on Tuesday. In a decent game, but again, there's the same glaring problems that we always see with the Jayhawks with Hunter Dickinson and KJ and Dewan and Zeke not playing. However, they did play really well against Arizona. Getting that final win of the season was a nice way to kick off and put us into March Madness. And hopefully KU will figure it out, even though that's just hopeful wishing at this point. But, I just would like to see Hunter Dickinson stop shooting a three-pointer. You're shooting 22% from the three. I'm an average fan, and I can tell you to stop shooting that. You're not making them. Stop shooting them. I don't know. We'll end up waiting and seeing. Right now, in the mock draft, it has us projected as a 7 seed, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's a 6 seed. But it should be interesting. The Big 12 conference tournament is obviously going to mean a lot. So, K-Stel, what are your thoughts on the Jayhawks as they go into the Big 12 tournament?
Okay, they played on Senior Day. They always win on Senior Day, so I don't even know if I should count that win as a yay. No, it's just naturally the way the gods of basketball tell it to happen. And listen, as much as this is going to sting to hurt PC, Hunter Dickinson is the best player on KU. That's just the fact. That's true. He scored 33 points. That's good. I know his 3-point shooting's garbage, but he scored 33 points. What I did see on Saturday was when you box out, when you play good defense, and you shoot high efficient shots, you sometimes win! Unlike Houston, where they had a chance to win the game, and you know what they didn't do? They didn't box out. They didn't take high efficient shots. And it's just really annoying. I just don't understand how, as a D1 basketball player, when the shot goes up and you're just looking at it's crazy! This is a KU basketball team and it's still happening. I don't have any hope for them. If they win the Big 12 tournament, that would shock me to the core. I'm not even kidding. If they come out higher than a 6 seed, that would shock me. if they get out of the second round, that would shock me. This team is garbage. As much as you want to put hope into this team, they cannot play a game outside of Allen Fieldhouse. And when they do play it in Allen Fieldhouse, sometimes they lose. So, at the end of the day, these guys can go, oh, we're the seniors and we're going to do it. No, you guys are garbage. When you guys face adversity, you cower and you put your head in like a snail. It's so unbelievable. You don't box out. You don't play hard defense. You don't put your hand up for a three. It's the same thing. It's never going to get fixed. This new season crap was going well. They played 2 garbage teams, and then they went back to their old ways where they did not do fundamentals. So this KU team's garbage, and if they do anything special, then yeah, sure, shock me. Do it. I dare you to shock me. I dare you to shock everybody. You won't shock anybody because you all are trash. You cannot play away from the fans. The minute that other fans start hooting and hollering, they go, I don't know what to do. I'm done. I can't box out. I can't play defense. I can't shoot. We got to give it to Hunter Dickinson, and then Hunter probably throws up something stupid. Box out! It's not hard! Put your body on somebody else. It's crazy. Am I losing my mind here? This is Kansas, a blue blood, a Bill Self. And we have not figured out that boxing out is a very important factor to winning the game. I saw it too many times against Houston. I was like, how can you not find a man and put a body on him? It's just crazy. This team is so bad. I cannot wait for next season, but still, we could probably still be bad. If we are bad next year, then it is 100,000,000% Bill Self's fault for not coaching the right way. He doesn't even need to do anything special. Tell the kids to box out. AJ Storr is gone. He never worked. I don't know why, but it looked like that their recruiters were like me. They watched a couple of highlights from ESPN and said, wow, he can dunk and shoot a couple of threes. But what they didn't know is that he shot 17 shots a game, 12 free throws a game, and made about 8 of those 17 shots and maybe 8 of those 12 free throws. That's not going to work at KU. And Bill Self was like, I can fix him. No, you can't. We all know you can't fix them. Never can you fix them, Bill. And now what is he doing? On the bench, wearing the towel around his head, and I'm stuttering. It's so frustrating. This team has history on its side, and they're just kind of shoving it down the drain without boxing out. Anyways, congratulations for winning senior night. That was fun. You beat a struggling Arizona team. Hooray. Caleb Love couldn't do anything because DeJuan Harris has his number, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting here to see how the Jayhawks are. I'm gonna quickly share this bracketology. Let's see what it's kind of looking like for the squads. So let's obviously go to the Duke Blue Devils right here. Okay, they're looking to play against Southern or Quinnipiac.
Those are two pretty good teams.
They're so great. It's going to give Duke a real big hassle here. Then good these two teams, UConn, back-to-back national champions, coming in on the second round, or even not. Vanderbilt's been playing really good against some of the top teams in the SEC. And then your 4 seed looks like it'd be Wisconsin. However, this High Point team will get to those ticket points.
High Point.
Watch out for
Kyle
High.
is much better at these than me. Kyle, what should I do if UConn, like when you send the text, if UConn beats Duke in the second round, then I will.
What, you do that all the time. Oh no, I get. If UConn beats Duke in the second round, I'll probably stop watching basketball. I'm not even kidding, because I'm so sick and tired of it. I understand. I saw Dan Hurley. I saw Dan Hurley. I was like, good, congrats, Dan Hurley. I hope he's garbage next year because he's such a maniac and a nutcase.
60 minutes tonight.
I don't give a crap if he's on
great.
60 minutes. What is he going to talk about? Syria? I don't give a crap. Anyways, if UConn, I think UConn's losing that game.
Talk in this week's
UConn and Vanderbilt would be really interesting game here. I think it'd be very interesting.
Oh my word! But listen, BYU is a team that Duke needs to be afraid of. They got all the white boys.
If they get Tennessee,
BYU
as
has
their number
Mormon
2
magic.
UC San Diego would be tough.
Usually
Houston, San Diego's tough.
BYU has so much money.
BYU
They'll
is
figure
good.
it out.
That could be a total upset here with San Diego, and High Point's really good as well. Both, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see anybody here.
The
I mean, this is
seeds are
the only
making-
one that I could see maybe giving Duke some issues. I'm not a fan of this team. I don't think they're that good. This team, I feel like, is better. This is the only one on this side of the bracket, on this quadrant that I could see actually upsetting. Is these Iowa State Cyclones.
UConn could. No, that'd be a fun one.
That would be like Cooper Flagg decides to not show up to the game because he wants to come back to Duke for his sophomore year so he can do whatever he wants.
I mean, maybe he's the only one doing anything and just gassed.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a really
Like he
intriguing
usually
matchup,
is.
obviously, if that happens. Iowa State will be
Slip on his own
really
foot.
good
We don't
there.
know.
I don't know. Michigan. Yeah, that's kind of interesting here. Let's go look here at KU. KU's down here at number 7. Going to play Arkansas.
No, we better not play him. Better not, bro.
Play Arkansas.
I can't do it!
Round, you know we're going to lose.
I cannot do it.
Calipari. We're going to lose to Calipari in his first year at Arkansas with our seniors.
Where-
If that happens,
where is
we gotta play
Georgia?
Alabama.
Where
Could be a
is
1
Georgia? I thought Georgia was going to be there. Did they lose again?
seed. Georgia is right here.
Nope. Put Georgia against Kansas, please. We won't even make it. And Arkansas sucks.
Arkansas.
They
I know
suck.
Arkansas is not good.
But
it doesn't
they-
matter.
listen.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
KU.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
like KU.
My brother was going to be. I told you. The Tyson chicken.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff here. Obviously, the bracket will be revealed this upcoming Sunday for you guys in your entertainment. We will be having a bracket pick'em, some other maybe surprises maybe coming. Nothing fully announced yet, but definitely going to be a good episode. You definitely want to check out. Let's look quickly at the tickets that are punched so far. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because Omaha automatically makes it in. But obviously, the number 1 team that punched that we like over here at Dude Sports, we've been hyping up the Drake Bulldogs kind of all year. They're the regular season champs and the Missouri Valley Conference champions. Ben McCollum, if you don't know, came from Northwest Missouri State, a Division II school in Missouri, not too far away from where a lot of us went to. All of us pretty much went to college for a little while there. And Ben McCollum got the call up and brought 4 out of the 5 starters are from the Division II level, or excuse me, 4 out of the 6, because Tavion Banks was part of Northwest, but he is off the bench. But 4 out of the 5 starters are from that Northwest squad. They ended up cruising through the Missouri Valley Conference, only taking 3 losses, but they beat big teams. They beat Miami, who wasn't very good, but they also beat K-State in an overtime, which was really good. 23-9. Bennett Sturts is honestly a great player to watch. However, they are the slowest tempo team in all of the nation. They will take the whole entire shot clock. If there is 2 seconds left, you better still be guarding them because they're definitely already in their motion to get that shot up. They don't care, so they have to guard it for the whole shot clock. They're projected to be an 11 seed right now. Very difficult matchup for a 6. I was looking right now and saying they're going against UCLA. I like them in that matchup, but we'll have to wait and see. They got some good players, but it's pretty cool to see a Division II coach have so much success in his very first year with a bunch of guys from D2. So Drake, obviously, ticket punch. Congratulations to them. High Point, 29-5 in their regular season and tournament champs out of the Big South. Actually, there's a familiar name on this High Point team. His name is Bobby Pettiford, a NCAA champion for the 2022 Kansas Jayhawks. However, he's not their best player. This team is really, really deep. They've got 4 or 5 guys that go off for 10, at least over 10 points. Keswick Griffa is their best player, is 14 points a game. They got their first ever tournament bid for them. They're projected a 13 seed right now. But yeah, definitely look out.
Abdoulaye Thame is also a dog off that team too.
Yeah, High
They
Point's
so
got
many
some
good players.
So many good players out there at High Point. It's going to be really interesting to see who they end up going with.
Did you see that kid, Mean Mug? Did you see a Mean Mug?
Yeah. High Point's got some dogs. Definitely be watching out for them coming tournament time. The third team that made it is Lipscomb. They're 25-9, regular and conference champions out of the A-Sun. Okay, they're projected also as a 13 seed. I'm gonna butcher this guy's name, but Jacob Onyancevic. He is their best player. He's 20 points a game, 8 assists. This team revolves around him playing well. So he's like that Jack Golke from last year for this team. He could be a surprise at the 13 seed to maybe get and upset one of those 4 seeds come tournament time. A good win out of Lipscomb. And then we got, of course, our 16 seeds, our little guys. SIU Edwardsville beat actually SEMO out of the Ohio Valley. They're going to be a 16 seed, but it's awesome they got in. It's their first ever tournament bid as well. So good on them. And then our final one is another 16 seed. Is Omaha University. They automatically made it because they were playing St. Thomas, Minnesota, and they are transitioning between Division II, Division III. And when you're transitioning your first 4 years, you are not eligible for any postseason NIT or for NCAA. And actually, they're in their final year. They're in their 4th of 4 years. Where they ended up losing in the conference championship, so it doesn't matter anyways. But if they would have won, Omaha still would have made the tournament due to these rules. It does kind of suck for a team if they do so well and they end up making the tournament. We've seen that last year how that happened, but it's because of NIL and getting everything like that going. So, but good on Omaha, they ended up making it. So yeah, there will be some great matches coming to the NCAA tournament here. Let's take a quick glance at the conference tournaments that are going to be coming up this week. Just kind of see. We'll obviously start off with the main man for Way Out West team and the ACC bracket here. Looking great for your Duke Blue Devils. Obviously, is the number 1 seed. They've got the Ville, who they actually never played, which is kind of weird, the ACC scheduling. But they ended up being the 2 seed.
When the Pac-12 joined.
Yeah, no, it's a total fair. It's a total, yeah. But Clemson, your 3 seed, Wake Forest, 4 seed. Then you got the rest of your bracket filled out here. P4, do you see anybody giving you any type of issue in that final game or leading up to that final game?
Let's see where Clemson is.
Clemson's down here at the 3. They'd have to play the Ville first.
And if they beat them, not really. We're North Carolina. Oh, Jesus, they're way the
North Carolina would have to beat the winner of Notre Dame and Pitt, which probably then they'd beat.
I mean, I would hope we play fucking North Carolina. That's perfect.
Yeah, the ACC.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
I would tend to agree with you too. I mean, ACC.
What about Syracuse?
When's the NIT?
Just
wait till Killian Anthony gets there.
Good. ACC looks good for the Duke Blue Devils. Let's look at this Big 12 real quick. I'm pulling her up. So we got the Big 12 obviously right here. No, this is not what I thought it was. I thought this had the teams on it. Definitely does not. All right, we'll move on to the Big East while I get this fixed. This is not the one I wanted. The Big East tournament. Here, Big East. Here it is. Big East Conference Tournament, okay? Your St. John's, Red Storm are your number 1 seed. You got Creighton at the 2, UConn at the 3. Marquette actually fell all the way to a 5 seed after taking that loss at St. John's. That's pretty significant there, playing Xavier. Xavier looking to get a tournament bid. Then you've got Butler, Providence here.
Zip them up.
So we'll have to wait and see. This Big East tournament should be really, really good. St. John's obviously is the favorite here, but UConn obviously, if they get rolling in this Big East tournament and they get on a roll here, they're going to be real tough for whoever they play if they're a 9 seed or an 8 seed. If they got to play as that, then good luck to whoever's got to play that because they're going to be on a roll. But, yeah, Marquette's going to be obviously dangerous here, and Creighton's good as well. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Xavier can get that bid into the tournament. They beat Marquette. I think they're in. So we'll have to wait and see. I think they're on the first 4 out currently.
Zip them up.
So the X will be cool. Then let's look at this SEC one. This is the big one, obviously, with everybody trying to vie in on the tournament projections. So here's how the bracket looks. Obviously, number 1 overall seed is your Auburn Tigers. Then it is Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. Difficult matchup for Florida and Alabama here. I wouldn't want to play Kentucky right now. And I mean, Mizzou's on a slide here, but look for Mizzou to really try and push their way into this. If they could get to this semifinal, they could push past maybe a 5 seed, maybe get a 4. If they're on that 5 line, I feel like they're at risk of playing a really good 12 seed. So they're definitely going to try to make a push. Same thing with Kentucky here. Kentucky's on the 3 line. I think I saw actually, which is pretty crazy they're that far. But they've had some big wins as well. Alabama, Kentucky would be a great one. And obviously Auburn, Tennessee here. At Texas A&M, maybe a little bit of a threat, but nothing crazy. So obviously this is going to be huge. Just impact here, who makes it here, who makes it to the final. If I'm going to make a prediction here, I'm going to have your Florida Gators upsetting the Auburn Tigers in the SEC tournament and securing a number 1 seed. I think it'll be mad interesting to see. So these conference tournaments obviously happen Wednesday through Saturday of this week, which then we'll get our full bracket breakdown. And we'll get to actually see the legit bracket next week, and that should be basically all of the NCAA brackets talk that week. I've got a dark horse every week. Here's my third one. Last week I had Texas Tech. The week before I had Maryland. This week it is your St. John's Red Storm. They're not really an underdog. Everybody knows about Rick Pitino and how great he is. But if you have a great coach in the NCAA tournament, you usually go really far. Pitino's been there before. He's done it before. The St. John's team is great. R.J. Lewis is good, but obviously Zuby Ejiofor is honestly their best player on that team. They are deep. They play really well, and Pitino's going to scheme it up for them.
Kadary Richmond's a dog, too.
Yeah, Kadary Richmond's really, really good, too. They're third in the defensive rating at KenPom. They do struggle on offense, but if they could somehow get this offense going, they can make a deep run to a Final Four where they upset a 1 seed. My final top 5 before the bracket's going to be revealed, I do have, after today, without the SEC tournament, I do have Duke at number 1 because they do have the win over Auburn. And then I have Auburn, I have Houston, I have Florida at number 4, and then I've got the Alabama Crimson Tide at number 5, just because they lost to Florida. So that's going to be my top 5 going into the conference tournament. We had some great basketball, obviously some great basketball left to come. We also had a very interesting UFC fight this last week. UFC 313. Jama! Jama, no! No Jama. No Jama.
That's gotta be racist.
No Jama. No Jama. Ankalev. Dagestan.
I'd stop now before you dig yourself any deeper. First rule about holes, son. When you're in one, stop digging. No, UFC 313 was bullshit. Fucking Sal D'Amato was too busy doing the goddamn power slap on Saturday. He couldn't figure out what the fuck he was doing. Or on Friday, he couldn't figure out what he was doing on Saturday. Paige Van Zandt won her fight in power slap on Friday. We had the first official featherweight championship. Guy Quinones won it, I believe. Good slaps on Friday. I think we're paid to say that. No, let's see. Upcoming events. Last week, God, and we had 2 fights canceled.
What about
Curtis
King
Blades
Green,
didn't fight. He got smoked. Goofy. These fighting nerds are something else. Undefeated in the UFC. Marion Santos with a decision win. Ozzy Diaz with the decision win. Carlos Leal with the KO. Bruno Ferreira with the absolutely insane, what he have. He had a rear naked that he turned into a triangle after doing a little bit of wrestling, even though he's a little bit of a fucking muscle hamster. So, Bruno Ferreira looked real good. Armin Peterson, also very good fighter. So we'll see what happens in the middleweight division between those guys. Bruno Ferreira looks very, very good. Joshua Van beat Rai Tesor, unanimous decision. Rai looked pretty good. Joshua Van, the flyweights. It's interesting. These are 2 very young fighters. I think both of them are younger than all of us on this podcast. Joshua Van's, I think, just turned 23.
He took a big old hit to the jewels. There
was a couple of those, and I think even Rai got a point taken away from him for one of those. So, that obviously plays something in it. Good fight by them. The favorite came out winning, but these are 2 names to watch in the flyweight division coming up.
Highlight of the night.
Smoked.
highlight of the night.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
highlight of the
right
night,
there.
man. Roofie, bro.
I mean, once you get that fucking heel spinning like that, is fast. It is quick and it is fast. And what's Connor say? It's like a 9-iron attached to the end of a baseball bat. Yeah, so King Green, we'll see. He's probably done.
Welcome to the Apex.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably a couple Apex fights or GFL maybe. Then we had our bathroom break. Amanda Lemos, she ended up getting the victory as the underdog, yeah, she was the underdog over Isman Luciano. Interesting fight there. Ignacio Bahamunde's performance of the night smoked Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner ended up retiring after this, even after some of his cool knockouts.
Yeah, he
on
looked
both ends.
pretty rough.
He's gotten smoked
this is a
and smoked
brutal
a
fight.
few kids. I mean, he's a guy who you wouldn't want to fuck with if you see him in the grocery store, but I don't know if being a UFC
Yeah, it's
champion's
about
in his
time for him in
future.
the octagon.
He's only
Yeah.
29. It kind of sucks. It looks like his
I mean, get out while you can,
coaches
too,
are trying to
though.
get-
Like,
who knows, man? It's a tough sport to. You
yeah,
gotta be in or
like
out.
I can't be in the shoes, yeah.
You gotta be in or you gotta be out. And it looks like Jalen Turner's got other stuff going on. Maybe we keep tabs on him, see what he's got. Maybe him and Isaiah Wilson get like a little rap career going.
Oh, God,
Le'Veon
no, I want
Bell.
the best for him, man. Don't send him there. That's
What, you
torture.
want him working at B-Dubs? Shift manager?
I mean, at least
B-Dubs?
making a positive for himself off of whatever Isaiah Wilson could be doing, bro.
Ignacio Bahamundes, the Chilean fighter, gets the submission. Bahamundes, this is his first fight against a ranked lightweight opponent. He looked pretty good.
He's
I
looked
think
good in
there's
his
a-
last two.
yeah, there's
He's
a lot of
ready
stuff
for
that he can
some
do.
nice competition.
He's really known as a striker, much like Bruno Ferreira. And the submission game looked good. He got knocked on his back. It was a little tough for him, and he was able to. I mean, that's what you got to have. You got to have the
He did good against Torres, too, at UFC,
300.
at the Spear.
Was. Yeah,
Mhm.
300. So Bahamunde's moving up. Expect him to be ranked on Tuesday. Justin Gaethje, fight of the night versus Rafael Fitzayev. This time it was unanimous. Last time it was split. Majority decision went to Justin Gaethje last time, and he ended up getting a unanimous decision this time. Rafael looked pretty good. These guys were
Good
just
fight. He was
punches.
just gassed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short notice.
Azerbaijan. Kyle, what resources do they have in their ground?
Probably some metals, maybe a couple rocks.
Precious metals.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see some of that show up in the phones. We'll give
Once we take over there, then we'll let you know. Rafael Fitzayev looked pretty good. He's had a tough run. His last 3 fights have been Justin Gaethje twice, and who did he fight in between? It wasn't Poirier. Holloway. No, what? Why are we looking at Gaethje?
Yeah, I was like, no, he tore his ACL against Gamrot.
That's who he fought. Yeah. Tore his ACL, then came back, fought Gaethje.
Gaethje fight.
Beat Dos Santos. Beat
Killed
King
her.
Green. Beat Moicano. Title contender. DeCasey. I mean, the guy's a good fighter. Obviously,
He's a fun fighter to watch. Like, especially when he kind of gets back in the rhythm. Like, I'm excited to see him fight again for sure. Hopefully healthy.
And Gaethje. I mean, death taxes and Gaethje. This is him. This. First of all,
No
it's
bueno.
not true.
No bueno.
It's not true. It's false.
I'm not
Never
looking.
happened.
I'm not looking. What are we looking
I tried
at?
to take down a guy 11 times.
12.
And I didn't 12 times, and I didn't get him down once. I mean, that was his whole fucking thing. So, like, I get that.
My thing is you could not give Pereira a dub after that performance. He did not engage.
No, it's the opposite.
at
He
all.
is the champion. You have to beat him.
It used to be like that. They kind of don't do that anymore.
It's
Didn't
not. It's
do
not even a
anything,
thing
though.
anymore.
I just
He didn't
It
even
used
get
to be
wrestle
that
fucked.
way.
It's not like he got taken down like Marab versus Sean. He didn't even get taken down. He wasn't taken down one time. He was pushed up against the
What
fence.
did he do?
If they were in an
What did he
open
do?
field, he landed
I'm not-
more
you
strikes,
should
it
not
was
be
more
thinking
damage.
Ankalaev should
There
win.
was more damage on Ankalaev than there was on Piera. I don't see a single way where you give it to Ankalaev. The only reason Ankalaev looked like he was winning is he was on the outside
now that's
on
where
a
it's
cage.
stupid to win, because he's a champ. He's got the belt around it. It's inconclusive evidence. What's a football
I think
move?
you gotta beat
Like,
the
what are we
champ.
doing here?
That's what
like,
sucks about it now. Is it doesn't
completely-
even matter. Like if you like, oh, you barely won. Like you have to
Yeah.
beat the champ.
And the other thing is,
If your
Dennis
guy
already
is-
stated that the winner of Tom Aspinall
Look
versus
at
John
dude.
Jones
Pereira
will
got
fight
fucked
Alex
up. Look
Piera.
at the
Right,
whole
so it
thing.
kind of helps out his company anyways, and Ankalaev won anyways.
127.
I mean,
I mean, they're gonna do a
For
rematch,
Pereira,
I
I
think,
don't know.
but I don't.
94 to
They have
76.
to.
Okay, more significant strikes. Now, if we're looking at how does control?
Now
work
he's
if you
wrong.
never
Look
take
at the.
him
I
down?
tell.
How does the control work if he never was on the ground? How do you give him control time?
Against a cage, I guess, when he was just pinned up
Cage
against that.
is the thing in UFC that stops it from being real.
That's
If
just
they
how
were
the
out-
judges
if
must
they
have
were
saw.
in a
I mean, he
field,
wasn't
yeah.
doing anything. He was just sitting there, and then at the end of the round, he threw him off. He wasn't engaging in him at all. I did not like Pereira's performance in this at all,
No,
and
he
I
fought
really
like
hope he
how
hates himself
Izzy
after
fights.
this.
It's how a
Like,
lot of these
it-
guys.
He needs to
Starting
come
to make
back
a lot
and get
of
the
money.
dub, and I want to.
But
If
the
it makes
issue
him
between
better
these high-level fighters
forward.
is that you opening yourself up to do a big shot, you got to open yourself up to a big shot. And Piera fought his fight. I mean, there at the end of the fight, it's not like Piera like, what, I should have threw more haymakers, so I left myself susceptible to take that. Like, what is Piera?
He
to
just
do?
didn't engage. He didn't go into it. I mean, he did okay, but he did not do anything close to the normal Alex Pereira. He was just was. It was like you said. You were right, and that's why I'm wanting to give you credit, because you were the one that said he wasn't locked in before this fight, and that's exactly what I saw. Like, he just. It did
It's
not look like a
Magomed
normal
was
Alex
locked in.
Pereira
I didn't
fight.
look at Magomed and go, "Oh my gosh, this
He
guy's
was
10
fucking
shoulders
gaming
better
him,
than
dude.
Alex
He was
Piera."
going and
This is the
going
champion
right
of the
through the
light
middle.
light heavyweight
I
division.
mean, I don't know what fight we're seeing. I just didn't see anything
Now there
from
was a couple
Pereira
good
that had me
strikes.
think
I
that he
don't
could have
know
won.
if a knockdown was. No, any knockdowns.
At
were
the
not.
end of the
But he
third
did-
round, he was
Yeah.
getting rocked.
But yeah, that's the other issue, right? If you're looking at in between.
I mean, I saw that. I saw
5
this like a
minute section.
4-1 fight.
I thought Pieta did more damage in rounds 1, rounds 3, and rounds 5.
Not 5. 3
5
was
is
the
the one that
breaker,
he won
but I
on all
think
the cards. He won
Five
round
was-
5 on all 3 cards.
no, he didn't. It was only only won first round. I can pull that up too. I totally saw that. He only won the first round on all cards.
Was it only round 1 or was it? I thought it was round 3.
It was only round 1.
Oh, he lost. No, that's sorry.
Yeah. I just saw that on Twitter, like at round 4 or so.
Alex
But he only
Pieta,
won the
Alex
first
Pieta.
round on them.
Sal Diamato's the only one who didn't give him round 5. So he did win round 5 on 2 cards. I think he also
Okay.
won round 3. But yes, he did win round 1.
I thought
on everyone's
round
card.
3 he did.
You lost in round 3 on cards.
The momentum stuff.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. Mark Goddard.
I
he
just-
did a couple different things during the card. He took away points from a couple different fighters. Give credit to Mark Goddard. He did split him up a couple times, being against the fence. But okay, so you try to take me down. I don't go down. You push me up against the fence, and now we're up against the fence. Now, maybe I don't necessarily have the skills to get you off of me, off the fence, but you don't have the skills to do anything to me while you have me up against the fence either. That's what I saw.
And that's what I don't like about the UFC stuff, when they kind of just pin him and stay there, like Usman and Masvidal's first fight or whatever. That was like the worst fight I think I've ever seen in my life.
Now, if you do like
But,
a Conor McGregor
I think-
versus Donald Cerrone, where you end up doing the shoulder strikes against the fence, no, there is
Yeah,
there
if
is
it's like
clinch fighting that
physicality.
you can do.
Yeah, for sure. But
I didn't see
Ankalaev, yeah,
Magomedov do that, so
I did
that's why
not
I
like
don't
this
the
fight. I
control
think,
time.
I think Magomedov just, there was really nothing that Pereira did that I was like, even though Magomedov fought so boringly that Pereira should have won it, I think he just didn't, when he could have taken action, didn't take action and just let Ankalaev have this fight, and it was just a really boring fight that
Absolutely, don't disagree with
Poetan
that at
didn't
all.
do anything. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate, but I really think that Ankalaev just unfortunately did
Is Pieta
more,
getting too heavy
and that's
to
just
cut
what it comes down to.
05? Is that what the issue is? Sounds like he's going.
I mean,
Dana has
he looked like he was gassed on like the whatever vlog thing they have. It looked like he was completely, or he does his own stuff on YouTube now too. But he looked completely tired, just trying to get down to light heavyweight. Like he was a middleweight before. That's still what's crazy to me.
They want last fight.
I don't think he's going to heavy. I just don't. I don't know.
I think he's gotta
I think after
be
that fight, I would not like
Ankalaev,
to see
yeah.
him go against either guy. Yeah, he's got to go back after Ankalaev.
Not necessarily. I think the UFC is built more on who you beat when you beat them and just getting the wins than necessarily trying to uphold a single
It's got to
division.
just be Aspinall against Jones, though. I don't want
Well,
any
that's
more
what it
delay
is.
in
That's
that.
gonna be their
got
next
to
fight.
happen.
That's
That
what's
is just,
gonna-
that's
that's
got to
confirmed.
happen.
That's
That's
the next
100%.
fight. I'm thinking that Alex goes
In
there.
In the future afterwards?
Yes. That's-
Then, yeah.
Well, I
but
could
does
see.
Alex
Could he
do
fight?
anything in between? I'm not.
Could
quite
he
sure.
fight Uncle? You don't think he'll fight Uncle in between? You think Chama's gonna take that long off?
Do they remake that fight?
He's got to go,
Does
Uncle.
Pieta want
I think
that?
they-
I mean, if Pieta's at a point now. It's almost like the Connor thing when he lost
Yeah.
to Diaz, where you're like,
Right.
I mean,
okay, he doesn't want to. It's not worth it to do this.
Yeah,
what?
I don't-
Not worth. I mean, I don't know. I
The
think
weight
he
cut.
needs to get back his
The weight
himself.
cut.
Well,
What's he, 38 years old?
He's getting up
yeah.
there.
I mean,
It's really interesting.
We'll
I mean, I
see.
can see
We'll
him
see what
fight in the
he's
summer,
feeling.
and maybe if he. I mean, that's the problem. If he wins, what do you do then? Like, then you let him vacate the belt and have two guys fight for it. And he goes fight John, like Tapoya's doing, or what? Like,
No, I think everything's pretty good. Light heavyweight's going to be a little goofy for a little bit, I think. But if Pieta just moves up to heavyweight, he sits out for about, 8 months. You wait for John to fight Tom. Winner of that, Pieta fights, and then you figure it out from there. That's the two. And in a light heavyweight, whatever. You have Magomed fight
yeah.
Yuri.
yeah,
I'll
And then
take
have-
it.
Go back to the
That
Yuri and Jamal Hill and Roundtree discussions.
Roundtree and
Um,
Jamal Hill are fighting in Kansas City. That might be a title.
Yeah, I mean, right? And then you also have Anthony Smith in that competition.
Yeah, that's
Um,
garbage. Let's not talk about that guy, okay? I can't believe that's really good to watch in Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out Carl Solberg, by the way. Any chance I can get?
oh my gosh.
He's coming for the light heavyweight.
Yuri, Jan,
Suppose Rocket. is pretty good, though.
Rocket, yeah, Goldberg. They're really getting down
Vince
there at that
Barber.
point.
Yeah, so that's what we got for that. Is there any boxing stuff that happened recently? I know we talk about.
I mean, we talked about Tank and stuff like a couple
Yeah,
weeks
last
ago,
week.
but there's really nothing crazy that's happening like soon. Cinco de Mayo weekend's got some crazy stuff, but that's ways away.
That's a ways away there. Speaking of a ways away, even though it's kind of becoming a little bit quicker, do you guys want to talk quickly on your MLB
I got.
teams, how they're doing, the
Mr. March,
Royals?
Brett Beatty.
I have my top 30 finished. I'm doing 10 teams for the next 3 weeks. So I got my first 10 here. We can talk about our teams real
math.
quick, and then I can go over quickly my 30 to
So the
21.
bottom 10 teams in the MLB, ranked by Kyle Stelter.
Yeah, we'll do that after if we
That's
want to
awesome.
if we want
I
to
can
talk
tell you who I tell you who 30 is.
if we want to talk about our
Chicago
teams.
White Sox,
If we want to talk about our teams now, and then I can go over
the
it.
Miami Marlins.
All
I don't
right.
care. Anyways, back
Does
to the
anybody
Mets.
does anybody have anything for the teams? Oh, can we all clap?
Anyway,
Can we all
back to the
clap?
Mets.
Garrett Cole's getting Tommy John. Let's all give it a clap. Give it a clap. Clap for Garrett Cole. Yay, Tommy John.
Y'all gonna get karma, bro.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
But he can rehab and grow a mustache, right?
Yeah, you can have facial hair now.
Good for him.
Yeah, facial hair, Garrett Cole.
Kyle, what do you think of the Royals?
War wasn't ready to see it again.
Jack Kaggs is really good. He's got a OPS that starts with a 2 before the period. So that's cool. That's fun. He hits home runs really fast and hard and in the air. That's kind of how they work.
Thank God that's taken out of context.
Vinny Pasquantino is becoming a fan favorite. I think we were teased. We could possibly get a Vinny Pasquantino and Shane Gillis something. We have to. Apparently, Bob is friends with Shane Gillis. So if we get Shane Gillis and Vinny Pasquantino talking together, there's some long lost brothers. I don't know how the Cardinals are doing. I try looking at them and I just go, gosh.
Howard, how are the Cardinals doing?
I don't even.
How's JJ doing?
I've watched so much sports this week. I mean, he, I think, went home or he stole home or something. He had a really fast base running thingy where he's a fast base runner. Shout out JJ Weatherholt. Can't wait to see that a year from now, and nothing else to look forward to besides Sonny Gray, just apparently having the yappiest pitcher in the league terms according to the MLB. Other than that, there's really nothing going on for the Cardinals. I mean, we're stuck with Arenado. The sky is blue. We look like the usual Cardinals. I don't think one of our pitchers really looks that impressive besides Quinn Matthews this spring training. So, yeah.
Anyway, back to the Mets. Main man way out west. How's the Mets doing?
Francisco Alvarez is hurt. That's very
got
very,
injured
very,
6
very,
to
very,
8
very
weeks.
bad.
6 to 8 weeks. Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes is very good. We have the two best players from the Yankees last year.
You saw a tweet. You saw that tweet. I literally just saw that tweet like maybe 15 minutes ago.
Yep. And then
From a Boston sports fan.
Every tweet that I see that I don't send to the Dudes in Sports group chat, I wait an hour and then Kyle sends it. So.
Me and P4 basically have the same.
It is. It's absolutely the same. Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the catcher position. Luis Torrens, and then there's a lot of number 3 catchers that are out on the market that probably will end up on the Mets. Either Omar Tavares, former Met, or Tomas Nido, former Met. Not KJ or Pawecki. I don't know what his first name is anymore. Good. I hate him.
Kevin
Pawecki. I hate him. But the Mets are pretty good. Juan Soto looks good. Mr. March, Brett Beatty. Let's see if he can play some catcher this year. Then he'll be useful. Other than that, Jet Williams looks good. I mean, there's a lot of good talent on this team. The issue is that we're a little spread out. I wish I could take Ronnie Mauricio and Jet Williams and Brett Beatty and turn them into one player and only take up one roster spot. But alas, I cannot. And 2 of them are going to be in the minors, and we're going to pick the wrong one. We'll see what we do for pitching. The pitching staff is, I mean, Michael King? I don't know. Clay Holmes looks good, though. We'll see what anyone else does. Just sit and watch. Just watch the match. Francisco Lindor, man. Francisco, Swan, and Pete, and Vientos. And Nimmo. You're that top 5. I'll put it up against any top 5 in baseball.
That's great. K-Stel wants to tell us your bottom 10 for the week, and then we can move on to our finale that we have later on today.
Yep. So, fellas, it is getting close to that time. I got the bottom 10 teams right now. I actually just made a change because I saw something and I was like, what the hell is even that? So one team is not in there anymore, and I will move that team to this spot. Anyways, but yeah, come on. Number 30, we all know it. They had a good offseason for what position they're in, truthfully. They signed a couple of guys, signed more than the Cardinals. But
yeah. Yep.
The White Sox, congratulations, South Side.
I knew it. I called it.
Not hard to...
I know baseball.
They have basically nobody right now. They do have a couple... Like Kyle Teal is... I guarantee you we'll see Kyle Teal. We'll see Montgomery. That will be fun. I will maybe try to make a White Sox game out at Kauffman if those guys are playing, because those are fun guys to watch. But yeah, congrats to the White Sox. Back-to-back years of my... top 30th ranked team preseason power ranking. Number 29 goes to the wonderful Fishies out in the Atlantic, Miami Marlins. Congratulations. Now, they do have some of their pitching back. Sandy is back, and he's just really good. He could be a trade piece, honestly. It wouldn't shock me. Got rid of Jake Berger. Got rid of Jazz is not there again. They don't really have anybody that really I go, wow, that's gonna really shock me. They're gonna try to pitch.
Gary Perez is coming back.
Yeah, but, I mean, they're gonna try to pitch their way to wins, and they don't even have a screaming, halting bullpen out there. They're not gonna be that good. They're probably gonna be feast work for the NL East, along with maybe the Washington Nationals. But number 28, one of the worst organizations out there, the Colorado Rockies. They got players. They got players that are good at center field. Chris Bryant is still on the team. He had a really cool StatCast hit, and then nobody gave a crap. Their owner doesn't like anybody. He doesn't want to spend money. He doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. So the Colorado Rockies are probably just going to be some more food for good teams to eat, especially in the NL West. My 27th ranked team, just got a new third baseman. Have a couple of guys that are solid. A lot of younger guys. The only problem is I have no idea where their pitching is going, and that is the Washington Nationals. They are also run by a bunch of crooks, a bunch of bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., of course.
North of Richmond?
Just a bit. They do have Wood. They do have Cruz. They now have who's the guy they got from the Rangers? Golly,
Low.
Young, Low. They got Low. That first baseman. I'm so sorry. First baseman Low. Garcia is still good. That second baseman. That guy's underrated as can be.
Couple like Jake Irvin out of their rotation.
Irvin is fine. They got pitchers that have the tools, the strikeout tools. The walks are a bit challenging. They're in a long rebuild. It's been a long rebuild for a long time. Number 26, probably a team that it may be a surpriser team, just because they signed Adam Frazier, and Adam Frazier just magically makes playoffs teams when he goes there, is the Pittsburgh Pirates. I have them at 26 because I just don't know if they have anything really cool that is going to shock me. If O'Neal Cruz is going to do the same thing he does every single year, it's not going to do anything special. Brian Reynolds is great. They just signed Tommy Pham to probably just go out there and play ball. Maybe go to the top of the lineup. Paul Skeens is fantastic. He's absolutely the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. Even though he's going to be in his second year, the dude's stuff is silly, goofy. It's not funny. But they could do stuff. Their organization is run by criminals, and they hate their players, and they really don't want to win anything. Apparently, they try to do these things where they sign good players, and then those players end up being awful. 26 Pittsburgh Pirates. Number 25. Another NL Central team, the Cincinnati Reds. Now listen. The Cincinnati Reds have guys. They have pitching. I just don't know where that bullpen is going to be. I don't know. It's scary. They did have Brady Singer. They lost Jonathan India. Brady Singer is going to give that team innings, which is going to be phenomenal. They do have a good middle of the infield. Their outfield is kind of interesting. We'll see. Their starting pitching is okay. Hunter Green is a stud. And hopefully, is he back? I don't know if he's back fully yet.
Yeah, he's back.
I think I thought he was fully back.
He's throwing.
Yeah,
he
is. I didn't know if he was limited. I know he's still pitching for them, but we'll see. They could. These two Pirates in Cincinnati, they could shock the world. It's just their bullpen that I just have a lot of questions with. They got a lot of good stud hitters. They also play in a ballpark where it's very easy to hit home runs. Number 25, Cincinnati Reds. Number 24, they're bumping up. The Sacramento Athletics. Signed some people in the offseason. Severino is an A. Brent Rooker got his extension. We'll see what Lawrence Butler can do. Aguilera is okay. How about Geloff? They got a lot of youngsters that can do some stuff, can really make a splash. They're starting pitching, other than Severino. They got some people. Now, they do have a really good closer who throws, what, 1,000,000 miles per hour, something like that. Was a starter, now as a closer.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he can do, if he can keep putting his magic up there. Sacramento Athletics, they do not sleep on this team. I'm not saying that they're going to make the postseason, but they can definitely be, in the hunt at some point, and we're going to go, what? Anyways, my 23rd ranked team, Nick, I am so sorry. The St. Louis Cardinals are sitting at number 23. It's okay. It's fine. You're in a rebuild year. You guys could win games. Your lineup isn't the worst out there on the planet. It really isn't. But there are shaky spots. You have Heasley. You have.
The rotation is just so shaky.
It's just
Michael is still in the rotation.
The consistency is not going to be there.
Rebuild year.
The consistency is just not going to be there. The Cardinals will probably beat teams pretty badly once in a while, and then they're just going to continue to lose series at some point. It's going to be okay. You got to see guys. I know Jordan is hurt. That stinks. We'll see.
I think he's only day-to-day, though, at this point. So
well, sprinkler injury.
Good. I'm sleeping well.
Sprinkler injury, that's what they gave him. So you're 23rd ranked.
Training equipment.
St. Louis Cardinals. My 22nd ranked team, I love this team as a sleeper team, and it's the LA Angels. They signed everybody in the offseason. Actually, they signed a guy, or did they trade, or sign? I don't know. Right after the World Series, they got Jorge Soler on their team. That's going to be really cool to see him and Joe Adell in the lineup, maybe. Zach Neto is injured, so he's going to be out for a while. They have old Timmy Boy, in the lineup right now.
Timmy Anderson.
So he just hit a home run. Pull! A couple weeks ago. So we'll see what he can do. He still stinks. He still stinks right now, but was a fun player to watch. Their pitching's not bad. Their bullpen is still a struggle. I know they got that one kid that literally throws 105 miles per hour out of the bullpen, which is just crazy. I think he just throws fastballs. They're
Ben Joyce.
I'd just see what they can do. Just see what they can do. They could make. I mean, this AL West is going to be chaos, purely chaos. We'll see what happens. And of course, rounding out the last of the bunch, my number 21 ranked team, man, it was tough, was the Tampa Bay Rays. I just don't know if this team can continue to just kind of measle their way around winning baseball games with paying their team $89 million a year in total. I just don't know if that's going to work. I know they paid Hae-Sung Kim. Their pitching is going to be good still. I just don't know if their offense and their pitching can just kind of click together like they want it to. They also don't have an enormous...
Their pitching is pretty good.
No, it is, but I just don't know if their depth in their offense is going to really, explode. Lowe just keeps getting hurt all the time. If he can stay uninjured, maybe, but we'll see. This is a tough AL East they're in right now, too. I don't know. They're supposed to be tough, but that could drop down to the whatever. But 21 Tampa Bay Rays, we will go through 20 to 11 next week. See what teams in there. But yeah, there's the bottom ranked teams. We'll maybe see a couple teams jump out. We'll see if I'm right. I'm never right. But I get close. Congratulations to those teams.
Yeah, bottom 10 teams. Yeah, good work there by K-Stel. That's exciting to hear about some of those teams. The Angels in there, the Rays down there, of course, Howard's Cardinals down there in the mix. Hopefully, maybe we'll see some upsets. Or some teams move up the rankings like we always kind of do. But yeah, let's move quickly to Champs League. Just real fast, Howard got a little bit of stuff. So obviously my team's the Inter. Inter played well. Ended up winning on aggregate. They played tomorrow. K Stel's team won in Bayern. Here they also are up on the aggregate. Real Madrid. But Howard, you go ahead and press forward. How was the Champions League first round? So first leg of the round of 16.
Yeah, dude, it was a pretty neat first round in my opinion. There was quite a few games where I had fun watching them. A couple ones that broke some history. So I'll go on a quick spew of the ones that aren't our teams, and then kind of recap what our teams did. For Dudes in Sports, we got Club Brugge and Aston Villa first. This one was pretty interesting. It was like a 1-1 matchup for a while. Then an own goal and a penalty was given up in a matter of like 5 minutes of each other, and they ended up losing by 2 goals. Crazy there. PSV Arsenal. PSV just set the tone beginning of the game, basically airballed a wide open layup and got an alley-oop sent to the other end. And Arsenal scored 7 goals on them, and the result
Shout out, Rick.
was
That's
the most
terrible.
away
7
goals. Apparently, it's the first time they've lost 3 games in a row since 2014. So, very rough times for PSV. And then we got Dortmund-Lille. That was an entertaining matchup, kind of back and forth. Lille got a late one. Good for them. Benfica and Barcelona, I know they faced off in a... I'm kind of going out of order here. But they faced off in a 1-0 matchup. Barcelona got a red card in the first half, and Benfica did not get a single goal. So that was an impressive win by Barcelona and their goalkeeper. Bayern Munich and Leverkusen, I'll get to that in a second. I guess, yeah, that only leaves our clubs. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, those were all saucy goals. Real Madrid reigned superior in the end. Really cool goal by Brahim Diaz. And P4, I don't know if you have any last words for Real Madrid about that dub.
They're good.
They are good. And they will be going on another league. And we got Inter coming up next. They were the first part of this game early on. I liked what I saw from Inter. I thought that this was a really complete game for them. They did decent on offense, and their defense is really solid. So, PC, what do you have to say about it?
They played good. Hopefully they can wrap it up and go to the round of 16 where we can kick Kyle's team's ass.
Hey, can you kick my team's butt? Hey, kick its butt.
That could happen. Good transition.
Yabba dabba
Good
doo, brother.
transition over to
Yabba
Kyle.
dabba
Oh,
do.
transitioning,
How are
Kyle.
you feeling about it? How do you feel about the Bayern dub 3-0?
It was good. They had our number in the regular season, and we finally just went out and started playing soccer, playing football like it should have been played. Get your best players, get your best players active in the game. I mean, Kane just went out there and said, "I'm the best player on the field. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move the ball over to the other side." And I'm going to, score a goal like I should do, because that's what he does. He has 30 goals in 30 games or something crazy like that. So the dude's good.
It's a lot of goals in the Bundesliga.
Of course. And so that little run from Levy was just over like that, and it will be over, especially if that one player is injured.
Yeah, Florian Wirtz, their star striker, went out with a leg injury and could miss that next game. That would be tough for them. Finally, we're going to end it off with a game that I don't think I've ever felt any of my teams that should have lost by like 1,000,000 points, and we ended up winning the game. And that is Liverpool, after our defense was just letting people go by, and we were blundering. We couldn't make a shot. Look at this. Total attempts, shot attempts. Liverpool had 2. Hold up. Get out of here. Liverpool had 2 attempts total. PSG had 28. 26 different shots total. Attacks, PSG killed it. Passing accuracy was only 77 for Liverpool. This was one of the worst Liverpool games I think I've seen all year. And they ended up winning this game 1-0. So I really have nothing more to say besides that. Very good luck on our side. And hopefully Liverpool keep going on. If we do again, I think we can play a lot better than we did in this one. But yeah, the fact that this game was won was more a blessing in disguise than anything else.
Yeah, good stuff there in the Champions League from Howard. The second leg will be coming up starting on Tuesday. We'll probably go over that a little bit review, maybe not next week, but the following week. So March Madness stuff. But it is time for everybody's favorite time of the whole gosh dang podcast. The reason why you're here, why you stayed up till 11 o'clock Central Time with the boys, is for our Smarter Dumb segment brought to you by the Dudes in Sports. We don't have any sponsors. I wish we did, but you know what? It's sports right now. So if you don't know, this is our fourth and final week. Maybe if Way Out West has...
I should do that as one of my questions.
Has 10 questions for us tonight. The current scoreboard goes like this. I am currently leading with 8, and Kyle and Howard are both tied for 5 points.
Anybody's match.
Anybody's game still. No one's out in front, especially my record on this game. But loser spins the wheel. And yeah, P4, go ahead and take it away.
And I only need 5, right?
You need 10.
I know. Hey.
Just to make sure the fans out there know about 10.
All right, gentlemen, let's get this timer all set up, ready. Let's start off with a little bit of hockey talk. Question number 1, who leads the NHL's Eastern Conference? Time starts now. What team leads the NHL's Eastern Conference? Oy. I don't even know if I can name a hockey team in the Eastern Conference. That's 15. Let's see it. Yep. Florida, Washington Capitals, Washington Caps. I saw Florida Panthers when I checked pre-pod.
What?
PCL.
That can't be right. Washington was up 3 games.
No, they're right.
NHL standings. No, the Panthers right now in the
They're
Eastern.
in second.
What are we?
So it is Caps.
Yeah, it's the Capitals.
Okay.
Whoa!
Caps. They split it up.
Kyle knows that specifically
Steve
because
Harvey.
he looked on his phone.
They're
looked at the answer.
they're in my
He doesn't know
conference.
anything about hockey.
They're in my
He just
conference.
looked on his
They're
phone.
in my
He's like,
conference.
"No way."
They're in my conference. They're in my
No
conference.
way,
They're in my.
really?
I said 9 goals away for Ov. I said 9 goals away for Ov.
You're like, oh, what, are you sure 100% that's the right answer?
You're
I'm just
bad.
putting my phone
You're
on
bad.
my lap
You're
right
bad.
now.
My phone's
It
right here.
says that they're wrong.
All right.
Look right here,
Quickly,
PC. See this?
quickly. Who leads the West?
I don't know.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
That's 15.
I think this is pretty simple.
Let's see it. Winnipeg Stars and the Jets. Jets.
Jets.
Every time I go
Jets.
on AliExpress and look up Jets jerseys, I always
I
get
thought so.
requests for
Dang
I
it.
thought so.
Dang it! I don't care about the West.
Ruh-roh.
Just like Russia.
It's okay, the
Now
West
that's
has-
enough hockey talk. Question number 3. Moving on to the NFL. NFL salary cap for 2026. Over under $290 million. 290 is a fuck ton of money, guys.
Wait, what?
Over under
under.
290 million for the 2026 salary cap.
That would literally
Do
be
you
the.
have a reference for this?
That would literally be the
Regardless of
largest
what you
jump
guys say.
ever. That would be way more. That's
Let's see it. Over, under. I saw 295.5 million for 2026.
what? That's insane!
I have a reference for that.
What reference? What reference? What reference?
I have a reference. It was over the cap.
This is absurd. This is absurd. 290 million? That reference is garbage. It's trash. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. That is $11 million.
$95.5 million.
295? That is like $14 million more. That's an insane jump.
I posted it on the YouTube for anyone who wants to check my work. It could be next year's, because they had like 3 options for me. 2025, 2026, 2027.
This
But it
year's
said
was like
2026.
8 million. This year's was 8 million they jumped. Or not even 8.
What is the number, though?
This number is like 279.
Well, it goes up. No, the 8 million number that you're thinking about was the 8 million more that it jumped up than they assumed it was going to jump up. It jumped up much more than 8 million.
Okay.
But it jumped up. 8 million more than they
295
thought
is
it was.
ridiculous. They're never
295.5.
the Cincinnati Bengals would cease to exist. That's
Now,
what would
like
happen.
we talked about earlier in the podcast, and very important to keep in mind, the first day of the league year is when all this stuff can become official. So no matter what they say on Pat McAfee or whatever else, it doesn't become official until this date, gentlemen. What is the date? What is the day of the first league year? Your time starts now. We should know this. This is when stuff becomes official. That's your 15.
I think I guessed the wrong month.
All right, let's see it. June 1st. You're thinking of the wrong one, Kyle. March
Dang it!
March 10th. This Wednesday, March 12th. It hasn't happened yet, guys.
Oh.
He was close, but it's
What was
not.
what was mine?
I thought it was.
You
is-
said June 1st.
Yeah, but
That's
like
the
what?
end of the league year. Some weird thing where
Yeah.
June 1st cuts. Like, you don't cut a guy until June 1st. They can sign with a new team.
Yeah,
But you designate it
I-
as a post-June 1st cut, which leaves the dead cap on last year's salary cap, so you have to pay more now but less later. But there's a good book that I've read, Crunching the Numbers. I forget who it's by. It kind of explains the NFL cap and how it works with all that. Now, moving on, more dates in the NFL. What day is the NFL draft? First round. Time starts now.
Jeez.
Now, something to maybe keep in mind is that the NFL or the NBA draft happens before free agency, where the NFL draft happens after free agency.
I think I'm screwed. I think I'm done.
That's your 15, gents. April 24th, April 5th, and April 25th. Nick Howard off by 1. April 24th is the correct answer. That's the second and third rounds. PC. Wow. Somebody stop this guy.
Actually, my lead has really shrunk because Howard just went off. But Kyle, you need to catch up.
Now, this is an interesting number because we all know cap hit, this hit, all that other stuff, dead money, alive money, who the heck knows. What NFL player is making the most cash next season? Out of all the NFL players, who's getting the most cash next season? According to Spotrac. Time starts now. Coming up on 10.
I think it's. Wait, when did this article come out?
There's your 15. I just checked before the pod on Spotrac. Josh Allen. Now, that contract was technically considered for this. That contract was an extension on his current deal. That does not go into effect towards APY till a couple years from now.
So it's.
Mahomes is making $56.75 million cash next season. Number 2 is Tua Tagovailoa.
No, he
$55
won't.
million
No, he
cash.
won't. They will restructure that. He will not make that much money. It's just
That's what it is, Kyle.
No, I know it's what it is now, but I'm just saying that will not be like that soon.
Now, moving forward, we have a fan of the current number 1 pick holder, Tennessee Titans, Nick Howard. Last time a number 1 overall pick won MVP was when and who? Is this guy going to be the guy who takes over for the last MVP, number 1 overall pick? Who was the last
Wait, like
MVP?
eventually won MVP?
Yes, exactly. That no MVP,
Oh, okay.
no rookie has ever won MVP. So I'll give you guys another couple seconds on top of this.
Oh my
But who was the
gosh.
last first overall pick to win MVP?
I think I got it. I'm kind of happy about it.
All right, gentlemen, let's see it.
I don't know. I don't
All
know.
right, I
Throw
got it.
something down.
I put it.
Come on,
so
throw it
wrong.
up. Throw it up.
So wrong.
Throw it up. Bro.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
Sam Bradford.
Bradford never won an MVP.
I put Eric Fisher.
Eric
Oh,
Fisher.
yeah.
He's
Sam-
a fucking coach.
Goddamn Cam.
Eric Fisher's not a coach. He was a first-round draft pick from 2013.
Jeff
Out of the
Fisher.
cheat.
Jeff.
Bro. It's totally Cam, isn't it?
Dang it. I'm screwed. I got it. I literally...
Yeah.
Damn. This bobblehead's seen quite a bit. If this bobblehead could talk.
It's been around the yard.
Probably a little bit of cranberry juice on the backside. All right, that was question number 7. Question number 8. Moving away. Light heavyweight's been a very interesting division for the UFC.
Dang it.
And
I
now
lost.
we've had another title holder. Before Alex Pieta's reign, who was the title holder of the light heavyweight division? Prior to Alex Pieta, who had the light heavyweight belt? Saw Kyle with a little side eye to the second monitor.
Dude,
Oh.
if... Look, I'll show you my monitors. I got nothing, dude.
All right, I forgot to stop the clock. I'll count another 5 seconds down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Strickland fights at middleweight. John Jones a while ago, and Jamal Hill is your answer. Wow. The Smarter Dub's gonna move real slow the next couple weeks when Nick Howard skips every other.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, it doesn't even show up. half the
Part-time host. Text it.
Oh, geez. So that was question number 8. Jamal Hill is the correct answer. I closed the tab, but Jamal Hill was the title holder because Magomed Ankalaev and Jan Blachowicz tied majority draw in the Apex before Jamal Hill ever fought for the belt. And then before that, it was Yuri Prohaska who won the belt over Dos Santos. And it was Dos Santos, right? No, Glover Teixeira. Sorry. Glover Teixeira. And Yuri ended up giving up the belt because of his torn Achilles. Now we're down to the last 2 questions, 9 and 10. We're going movies here. Watched a movie the other day. No, we'll probably watch it after this. I'll go in the Discord and stream it if anyone wants to join. Big Lebowski, my favorite movie of all time. Steve Buscemi's character in The Big Lebowski was named. Time starts now.
Who?
Steve Buscemi. He was in The
I
Big
may
Lebowski.
thinking of the wrong movie seeing this, but I think it's...
His name's Lebowski? That's your name, dude. All right, gentlemen, flip them boards. Jerry Theo. Wow. This is okay. Now this is a dudes in sports.
I think I got it, yeah.
I'm gonna get a vote from the other 2 contestants because this is very interesting here. I don't know if he would have known this. This is crazy. His name's Donnie. In the whole movie, they call him Donnie.
Donnie.
In the last scene, when they release his ashes, spoiler alert, Donnie dies. Has a heart attack.
Donnie.
They announce his name is Theodore Donald.
Okay, no,
Kurbatowski.
never mind. No, that doesn't count.
I mean-
I just guessed. I just guessed a random name.
I
There's
think-
no way
I
knew
think-
that.
It is Theodore.
I think...
I mean, it's not a part of the movie. They never refer to him as Theo.
Is his name Theodore?
His name's Theodore.
What name did he put on the board? Theo? Did he put Theo?
Theo.
PC got it right. That's the right answer. The right answer is on the board. His name is Theo. Theodora is the long version of that name. PC.
Alvin and the Chipmunks just saved my life.
PC.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
PC.
Half a point kind of
No, he wins that point. Theo is Theodore. I know this.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore.
He won that point. That is a point for PC. You put it on there, PC.
That's so crazy.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore. I don't know why that was stuck in my head. I was like, I have no idea what this answer is. Let's just write this down.
God, great movie. You guys should be watching it every night as I do. What band does the dude hate for the final question?
What's
The
that?
dude doesn't like a certain band. I said, come on, man. I hate the fucking group. What band is that?
What band does
man.
you?
Does the
what-
dude hate?
Watch this again.
He's in the cop car. He's leaving the porn director's house.
Oh my gosh!
Jerry Leghorn. He's in the taxi. The taxi cab driver's playing a song. He goes, "Hey man, I've had a long night and I hate the fucking blank." I've said this joke multiple times whenever someone plays a song by this group in the Discord.
Oh no.
That makes me change my answer.
Coming up on 45 seconds now.
I have something. It's wrong, but I did guess
All right.
Theo
I
last
think
time.
I
so
5,
maybe I'll get lucky.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see it, boys. What does that say? Linkin Park, The Beatles, and what does yours say, Kyle?
Nine Inch Nails.
Nails. Come on, this movie came out in like '96, guys. The Eagles. I fucking hate the Eagles, man.
All right. Well,
Tally it up.
we already know who probably lost. Let's tally his up first, and then we'll figure out who.
I only got one. Shocker.
Gaysdale only got one, so we ended up with 6 points. The loser gonna be spinning the wheel. Okay. Let's start off with Howard.
Ironically, was the one question.
Or let's start off with me, and then we'll go to Howard because I was up 3. I had
I was
8.
feeling
So
good too.
9, 10, 11. I'm at 11. Okay, Howard needs 6 to win. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your winner, a Smarter Dumb, is yours truly. Thank you to the Alvin and the Chipmunks for Theodore reference. I appreciate it. That's how I ended up winning Smarter Dumb. Shout out that. Shout out Alvin and the Chipmunks. Okay, still.
Doesn't. Yeah.
Are you ready to meet your fate
No.
on the most exciting and engaging?
How about he has to do 2 miles now?
No.
He still got to do his
Don't
mile.
believe nothing.
We still haven't gotten together to do that. We'll get that together here soon. But let's see if we can do something that's maybe on the pod. There's still some pretty great ones out here. Star Wars Accolade PowerPoint is really cool.
Oh gosh, I don't want it.
Also, the Ice Bucket Challenge, like we're back in 2015, will also be great too. But we'll have to wait and see.
What have I got here? No way, bro.
K-Stel will be buying Blazing Wings for Buffalo Wild Wings and trying them live on the Dudes of Sports podcast.
I'm buying their wings?
I'll help. I'll pitch in to buy their wings.
So I'm
We'll
buying them to
buy
go.
6. Yep, 6 to go.
Can I get them
And you're gonna do it live
can
on
I
the-
get them boneless or bone in? What are we doing here?
Whatever you prefer, because it is
I don't know.
Blazing.
I think boneless is gonna hurt because you're
It's
gonna
gonna hurt
pop
way
the whole
worse.
thing in your mouth, and then you're gonna like you.
Can I have Can I get ranch with it? I
I
have.
will get-
No, come on! That's not fair.
For the first one, at least you got to do without ranch. Maybe the next 5.
Okay,
You
the
gotta finish
first
whole
one.
6.
First one.
The
I
whole
have to.
podcast
There's no way he has to eat all 5. Fuck.
Oh, I'll do it.
during the whole podcast. The whole podcast. It's 2 hours
boy.
long.
Honestly, that.
Just
I
like you're
would.
gonna die with your pre-workout that you
would.
did.
Well,
You
no,
totally
you
died.
want me to shotgun a fucking 24-ounce knob?
I didn't say 24 hours. I said literally.
Cardiac arrest in my room.
I saw it on Twitter. It's real. It works.
That's not
Alright,
the
yeah,
worst.
by the
That's
fucking
not the
guy who
worst.
jumps
I'm eating
back
food,
in.
all right.
Racing challenge isn't that bad. He's only gonna have to do. He'll only get him 6. We only get him
let
6.
you take those to go?
Yeah, they will.
I'm sure,
No, they.
I'm sure.
The blazing challenge is different. That you can get blazing wings.
Right, yeah. You're just not doing the challenge. We would do the challenge, but we don't want to do a video. We'll just do it online.
No, I'm not.
on a live stream. It's just
I
easier.
simply just would throw up. Is what would happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting to watch K-Stout do that. But let's do our whip around here. Finish off the pod. Let's start off with the man that took second place today, Mr. Howard, sir, Cardinals fan. Got any final words to the people?
Yeah, man. It's a really interesting time for like at least a sports nerd like me this year because there's just so many different things you can watch. Like St. Louis City MLS team won today, so shout out St. Louis. But there's a lot of stuff I've watched today and covered a lot of stuff in the Champions League. It's a good way to a lot of stuff going on in life with work and everything. You're tired, you're stressed, anything like that. Just watch some sports, You root for some teams and maybe your stress will even be 10 times worse. Shout out to the Jets fans over there. But, it's why we love it because we can go and get attached and something to get our minds off from all the crazy stuff going around. And March season brings out March Madness. So we got a whole big old set of that. Champions League going on. Let's get things rolling this spring season.
Yeah, it should be great. K-Stout, Sportsmanship Award winner, loser of the current Smarter Dumb season. What are your final thoughts to people?
The Blazing Challenge will not be fun. Do I get milk? Can I get milk?
Up for discussion. We'll talk about
That's
it.
unbelievable. We'll see what happens there. I'm way excited for
We
baseball.
were debating water for you, dude.
I'd rather do no water. Water will just make it worse. Science.
Like a spicy drink.
Oh yeah, just a real like Sprite right down the pipe. Get to go to the Royals opening series game against the Cleveland Guardians. That'll be fun. Going with the fiance, so that'll be exciting. Basketball. I get to watch. I get to watch basketball stress free. I'm sure I'll watch KU, but man, like the second game, I'm like, dude, if they win, I will be incredibly shocked. So that'll be fun. I think we're doing stuff during that time. I got a concert to go to that Friday. Wait, it starts next week, not this weekend. Next weekend, right?
Correct. Yeah, the 20th and the 21st is the
So
official first round.
I will.
The play-in is that Wednesday, Thursday.
I will.
Or Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. I will miss a little bit of the later games that Friday. I think me and PC are golfing on Saturday.
That's to be determined. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know if I want to golf during that time.
I don't think I probably will, and I think I have to go to Brookfield, so we'll have to.
Great. So I get to watch the second round. We'll see what happens there. And yeah, let's see what happens with the NFL offseason. Sporting KC's not good anymore. Peter Millar, get out! That's all I gotta say. Yabba dabba
for way out. Whoa. Say that again.
So yabba dabba doo.
Oh, there you go. Bayman for way out west. What are your final words for the folks out there?
Just another incredible episode by the Dudes and Sports crew. Not much really else to say other than donate via Super Chat, donate via whatever else you can, subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. Only way we grow with you guys if you spread the word. I mean, we're doing our best, like on Instagram, Twitter, the whole nine. Yep, we love bringing the news to you every week, so help us out a little bit, help us pay the bills. I've made $1.50 for countless hours of work, so that's awesome. Yeah, other than that, go Jets, go Mets. Cam Newton, he's pretty cool. He said, in my brain, I say it's over. In my heart, it'll never be over. So shout out Cam. Yeah, other than that, go outside, read a book every once in a while, hang out, have a good time. And we'll see you next week after we see some cool college basketball stuff. So, goodbye, folks.
Yep, Sunday, obviously 7:30 Central, or excuse me, 9:30 Central, 7:30 for you Pacific Coasters. Every single week, we've got some great shows coming for you here soon. Obviously, our March Madness Pick'em brackets will be coming out next week. with that video will be great. And actually, we are honestly coming up on our 1 year. 1 year ever was April 11th. Was our very first episode on the Dude Sports Podcast. We're gonna plan some kind of cool activities, maybe some clips, something like that to show for over the year. Should be really cool. Great stuff coming your way. But other than that, like, subscribe.